that programmers, when they die, their spirit, when the body dies, their spirit does go not to heaven as human spirits do, but to a special different place. That place is called inferi, a place where everything works just perfectly fine. And also, there's a second place called, where the body lives together with their spirits. This place is called in practice, and it's very much like hell, because in practice there's no concept like in theory. Yeah, and you may ask why that? Well, in the beginning, all code is bad. Every programmer occasionally, when there's nobody at home, they turn off the light, they put in some scotch, they put some light German electronica, and they open up a file on their computer. That file is special. It's different for every programmer. Sometimes they write it. Sometimes they found it and they knew they have to save it. That file is good code. A file with good and consistent names for functions and variables, and it's concise. It doesn't do anything obviously stupid. It was written by a single person and never touched by another. Also, it does one single specific task, and it does it well. Also, every programmer once in a while writes some little snowflake like this. Then they'll tell them on Friday they need to have 600 snowflakes written by Tuesday. So they just a bit here and a bit there. Maybe they copy a few snowflakes and try to stick them together, or maybe they have to ask a coworker to work on one, and then who melts it, and all your snowflakes get dumped together, and then someone leans a Picasso on it, so that nobody sees all your snowflakes melting in the light of day. Next week, everybody shovels more snow into it, so that it keeps the Picasso from falling over. In theory, you can solve this by following standards. So there are more standards than computers can actually do. So that's the reason why the first weeks of every programming job is just figure out how the program works, even if you're familiar with every language, framework, and standard involved, and you're familiar with those. The other thing is that every programmer teams is created by and of crazy people. So imagine you just finished university, you're full of ideas, you're joining an engineering team, and you meet Mary, the project leader of bridge over a major metropolitan area. Mary introduces you to Fred, but before she has to get you through the 15 security checks installed by Dave, who has his sweater stolen off his desk once and never again. Mary tells you that Fred works only with wood. So then you would ask, why is he involved, as the bridge has to support rush hour traffic, and wood is not a viable option. Well, Mary says, don't worry, Fred's going to handle the walkways. What walkways? Well, Fred made a good case for walkways, as they would add to bridges appeal. So we're going to add them in. So there's a strict no railings rule enforced by Phil, who's not an engineer. Nobody knows who's Phil, but everybody's pretty sure he's got to do with upper management, whom nobody of the engineers want to deal with. So they let Phil do what he wants. Also, in meanwhile, Sarah found some hemorrhaging edge paving techniques. And she worked them all in the design of the bridge. So you'll have to build around each of them while the bridge progresses, because everyone implies different safety measures and let's say infrastructure concerns. Yeah, and also at the end you ask to come up with new ideas, but you don't have any because you're a propulsion engineer and you don't know anything about bridges. would you drive across that bridge? No. Yet, if somehow that got built, everyone involved in the project would be executed. Yet, some version of this dynamic wrote every single software you ever used, including banking software and websites. And then you may ask yourself how that computers work, judging on all this dynamic. Well, the only reason a coder's computer work compared to a non-coder's computer work is that coders understand that computers are little schizophrenic children with autoimmune diseases, and we don't beat them when they're bad. Thank you.